Good day, Cloverleaf. Today we're doing a pictograph lesson. Today we're doing a pictograph. A pictograph is a graph where we use some kind of picture to represent a number. Pictographs always have to have some kind of legend or key that tells us how many the picture means. Let's begin by looking at the pictograph below. What does it tell us? To begin with, look at the title. It says number of trees planted. Next, look at the left side of the pictograph in blue. It says week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Each week shows picture of trees. So I am figuring out it shows how many trees were planted each week. I just have to count them. Wait, I have to look at the key. The key is below the pictograph, and it shows how many each picture represents. The key says each tree symbol means 2 trees, so when I count, I have to count by 2s. After I count by 2s, I will write down the number I counted in each row, so I won't have to do the math over again when I solve math problems. Count them and write the amount in each row. Look at the next slide to see how many trees I counted. For each tree, I counted by 2s. Did you get the same number of trees as I did? Let's look at another pictograph. All pictographs have a title to tell us what we are learning about. This one tells us what genres of books that we have in our class library. Remember, genres are types of books, such as science fiction, fairy tales, poetry, fiction, biographies, true stories about people, and so on. The bottom you see, look above the sentence and you will see the key. The key shows that when you look at this picture, the picture of the book, it stands for 5 books. Now we will look at our pictograph to understand the information shown. We know each book symbol represents 5 books. So how many biographies do we have? Go to the row that says biographies. Since each book equals 5, we will count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. There are 15 biographies. A good practice is to write the number after you have counted. We are now ready to count how many each genre has in the library. Count by 5s and write the number in each row. This makes it easier for you to compare numbers when answering word problems. Grab a piece of paper and a pencil, write the genres and how many you counted for each. After you have written your answers, check on the next slide to see if your answers are the same. Below you will see the total numbers you should have counted. Did you get the same numbers? If not, recount. We have 15 biographies, 15 fairy tales, 25 fiction, and 20 nonfiction books. Now, let's see if we can answer some questions about this pictograph. Write down your answers on your paper and we will check on the next slide. Number 1, how many more fiction books are there than nonfiction? Number 2, which genre has the most books in the library? Number 3, how many biography and fairy tale books are there? Number 4, how many books are there in all? There are 25 fiction books and 20 nonfiction books. With problems that say how many more, you can either count up or take the larger number and subtract the smaller one. So 25 fiction books minus 20 nonfiction books equals 5. There are 5 more fiction books than nonfiction books. Number 2, the genre with the most books in the library is fiction because 25 is the largest number. Number 3, how many biography and fairy tale books are there? Add up the biography total, 15, with fairy tales, 15. 15 plus 15 equals 30. Or just point to the books you're counting on the graph and count by 5s. There are 30 books that are biographies and fairy tales. And number 4, how many books are there in all? You can add up the 4 numbers, 15, 15, 25, and 20. Add 15 and 15 equals 30. Take 30 and add the next number, 25, and you have 55. Then add 55 to the last number, 20, and the total is 75. There are 75 books in all. Good job.